Chris O'Connor with State of Search by DFW SEM, and we are kind of doing a sneak peek impromptu session tonight. It's usually a speaker that comes on our normal meeting night, which is the second Wednesday of every month. But tonight, since State of Search conference is right around the corner, which means like 5 days, not even, I guess, Monday, right around the corner, we wanted to bring on a few of our speakers and share some of the things that you could possibly learn and why you need to be at State of Search this year. We have myself and I have Kevin, the president of the club. Kevin, you want to say anything?
Yeah, thank you. We're really excited about State of Search coming up, and really appreciative of our sponsors and our speakers that are coming on, and they're helping us promote that. So thank you very much, guys. This is going to be a great, I guess, 45 minutes, maybe hour.
I don't know. Might not even be that long. I don't know. We could probably have a great conversation here with the four of us, right?
Heck yeah.
All right. Well, ladies first. How's that? We're going to move Robin in the big window there. Robin, again, it's a pleasure meeting you. We are so excited to have you here and on this tonight and be one of our speakers at the State of Search Conference 2023. And tell us your name and your company and your title of your talk.
Yeah, so it's Robin Johnson, and I'm from Marketplace Blueprint. We are an agency that only does Amazon. We don't do Google, we don't do Meta. We just focus on Amazon because it's a whole crazy, weird place in itself. And my topic's on why integrated search matters on Amazon, because if you just try to do organic on Amazon, you never really will get to where you need to go. There's really this weird mix of not just organic and paid, but even things like account health, like customer reviews. There's a lot of things that need to be taken into consideration if you want to do well on the platform.
That's so interesting to me because I think so many people want to work on the Amazon, but we all try to use the same techniques, tactics in every one of the medias, right? And we were talking a bit earlier, a few minutes before we went live, and you said it's a whole, say what you said to me, it's cruise ships versus what?
Submarines. So I usually tell, like, if a brand comes to me, I say, like, did you ever watch Disney's Alice in Wonderland? It's a lot like that. Like, it looks like a butterfly, but it's actually a bread and butterfly, and it talks. So, there's, and you have an angry queen that can chop your head off at any time. Jeff Bezos. But they just, it's very different on Amazon. Something like having resellers sell on your product, or maybe having like inventory not in the right locations, even in the US, can cause your product to not convert. And Amazon search algorithm is super capitalistic. If we were to oversimplify it, it would be that Amazon's algorithm is looking, how can it get a sale? And so there's this chicken and the egg thing that happens on Amazon that's a little unique to that platform.
Wow, that's pretty interesting. I love that chicken and the egg analogy. It's making sense to me, and I'm not a big marketer or digital marketer as a lot of people are. I grew a business from 0 to 1.6 million, but I used a lot of the marketing tactics that I learned through DFW SEM and of course through State of Search Conference. And so I'm at the dangerous level. And I'm not the full knowledge level, but I always like to learn. And I think we all love to hate Amazon. I will admit I'm one of them. But let me tell you what, it sure is convenient, and you sure can get your stuff fast. And they've figured out how to take care of the customer very quickly, because what are we? An instant gratification society. I mean, we want it now. I mean, the minute you open your mouth, you want to have it in your hand, right? And I didn't grow up that way. It was very different from the way I grew up. But my son did, instant gratification. And I can wait. I can deal without phones. I can deal without computers, right? I can walk away from it for a day or two and not bother me. But majority of the world can't do that, right? So tell us a little bit, give us a little sneak peek of why people need to come to State of Search and listen to your presentation. Entice them a little bit.
I think that as, especially the targeting has changed on Meta quite a bit. It's made it much more difficult. There's a lot of ad dollars that are being shifted to Amazon. And there can be this temptation of like, I'll just pop on there, I'll get some quick conversions. The problem is that what worked even 2 years ago can now get you banned from the platform and, can waste a ton of money. And there's a lot of pieces that go into Amazon search. So even if you don't ever plan on like selling services for Amazon or managing Amazon, I think just like it's important for Amazon marketers to understand what some of the traditional marketing terms and understand how traditional SEO works so you can understand the ecosystem. I think helping, understanding how Amazon works can help you if trying to decide, should they shift that ad budget or should they shift that focus? And it can also help, if you are trying to, market a product, of course, yourself, and for you to kind of assess with clients or even with your company, if you're in-house, what products are viable, is Amazon worth the lift for you? Because there are a lot of tools that provide that insight. And it really, Amazon, when done well, can be really, really powerful. People, my stepmom, like out of her garage can sell $500,000, there's a lot of availability for people to do a lot of revenue on Amazon, even without really that advanced, strategic marketing. But it is getting more evolved. And so now we do need to start bringing more of that strategic thought into the way that we launch and relaunch products on Amazon.
Interesting, because I bought a quilting fabric from a friend of mine. She had a store and she sold it on Etsy and eBay and Amazon. And this was back in probably 2012 to 2016, 17. And then she decided she wanted to do it anymore. So I think I need to listen to you, because I've thought about going on Amazon, but it kind of like intimidated me a little bit too much. But I bet I can learn a lot from you in adding that another avenue for people to purchase the quilting fabric, because I'm telling you, the quilting world I went to Houston last week and oh my gosh, I mean, it blew me away. It absolutely blew me away. You guys have no idea the industry out there. I mean, you think digital marketers are huge? Holy moly, you should see the quilting market. So I'm excited for you to come, and I'm excited for you to be a part of State of Search. So my last question for you, Robin, is, usually what I ask is, who do you feel is an up and coming individual, male or female, that you think we need to pay attention to?
In the Amazon space, Destiny Wishon is really amazing. She was actually just announced as an ambassador for Amazon. Very tactical, very strategic, not fluff, not theory. She's not trying. She's actively growing her agency. She really knows her stuff, especially like looking at the difference between like managed and self-managed, like DSP or not. She's definitely somebody I would watch and follow on LinkedIn. And actually, Jeff Cohen is the ad evangelist for Amazon. I know him. He's a close friend. He's been eating, sleeping, breathing Amazon for like 15 years, like I have. So he posts regular summaries on LinkedIn and is really worthwhile to follow. He's always got a lot of really great content. So those are the kind of the people that I think, if we're looking just in the Amazon window, there's so many amazing people in digital marketing. But if we're looking just in this little window, that's who I would say to watch.
Yeah, I think that's great advice. Yeah, I'd love it right in your little window, because that's where you're friends with them and you know the value of them, and absolutely share them with the rest of us. So yeah, that's awesome. Awesome. You have anything else to add for us?
If you're looking at Amazon content, if it's more than a year old, you might as well, throw it in the trash can. It's not effective. It's not viable anymore. So make sure if you're looking at content, you're looking at any kind of educational stuff, that it's fresh. And then Amazon provides some information, like a training that's for free, that's a certification on the Amazon Learning Console. So if you just Google Amazon Learning Console, they have several modules. You can get a little certification. It's not really everything you need. It's, but it's free and it's easy. It only takes a couple hours to do.
Oh, I like that word, free. That's how I built that previous garage door company with a lot of free stuff. Thank you so much for being here. We sure
pleasure.
appreciate you and so excited to have you here. So, Mr. Hank, I want to acknowledge Mark. I see you. We see you. Can we hear you? Yes.
Can you hear me?
Okay. All right. Thank
Oh,
you.
good.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
All right. So, Mr. Hank, tell me your name, your company, and what your title is at State of Search.
Hello, everybody. My name is Hank Hoffmeyer. I'm also known as the digital marketing infotainer. I like to make marketing fun and successful. I guess you'll be the judge of that if you come out and see my session. I'm also the senior manager of marketing operations at Kickbox and iContact. iContact is an email marketing platform, and Kickbox is a list validation service. I'm excited to come back for my second year in a row at the State of Search conference and talk about email marketing. I love my topic. It'll be making its debut at State of Search. It's the email marketing for The Last of Us, using AI and other best practices to survive a marketing apocalypse. I hope there's some Last of Us fans out there. I'm excited. Hopefully season 2 will come out soon. My designers did a great job on the deck. I can't take credit for it. I can only take credit for the idea, for the content for each slides, but all of the eye candy you're going to see on the screen is from my designers. They did a great job. Really just going to be talking about how to use AI in conjunction with the best practices that you should be using. Therefore, I think it's great for anybody that is just getting started with email marketing or wants to, dabble a little bit more, or maybe even some seasoned veterans might get some tips and tricks out of the session, just to make sure that they're, number one, following email marketing best practices like deliverability, content design, getting engagement, and then using AI in conjunction with that, because we're learning with marketing, you can't just go to AI and just get general content and just use it anywhere and everywhere. You need to refine it. You need to test it. You need to iterate. And also, I find a lot of the AI image generators are not really there on par yet, unless you're going to spend a lot of money, right? And still go through some iterations. But yeah, I have a lot of great content in my deck, and I'm excited to share the knowledge I have about using AI with email marketing.
How exciting is that? So, here's the interesting thing is I've never understood why people think email marketing is dead. I just don't get that. I use that a lot in the previous company. I encourage all my clients now to start it, get going with it. And it's amazing how they fight me on it. Oh, nobody's going to read it. Nobody's going to do this. I'm telling you, I use it. And when I do, I get sales. So why wouldn't you want to do it? I mean, it's not a hard thing to do. And why do people fight that? Is it because it's time consuming? Is it hard to do? You tell me, Hank.
Well, email's been around for a while. It's it's been around for over 30 years in commercial purposes, right?
Yeah.
And then SMS came along, and that was supposed to be the email killer. But we found that SMS, when you get it when people are doing advertising, et cetera, it's an invasion of privacy. It's on something that's very intimate that you have, which is your phone, and it's being pushed upon you. Where if I got a push notification for every single email I have, I'd probably go crazy. I think it's great that you can go into your inbox whenever you want to. And, even Gmail tabs, everybody said that was going to start making email less palatable. But you go to your promotions tab when you want to buy things. You go to your primary tab when you want to look at emails from people that you know, or people that you trust, or brands that you trust. Then social media came along, and, Facebook's going to kill email. And then it was, Twitter. Now it's Instagram. And there's just all these things coming out saying email's dead, but it's a staple. It's tried and true. The ROI is still there. It's very affordable, very easy to use. And almost everyone has an email address, right? Signing up for social media platforms or an account on these AI generation services. What do you need? You need an email address. It's going to stick around for a while. And there's been studies showing that, even younger generations are still using email. Maybe not as prevalent, but they're still using email.
I think it's important. I think that I'm small business. That's, maybe large businesses don't like to do it. I get that, but I'm small business, and I have been for, over 20 years. So I understand the value of it, because I always know that we always receive something from it, and even if it's just information, you just keep yourself in front of your clients and customers. you don't want them to forget your name. You don't want them to forget your logo. You want them to, you want to keep you in present with them so they don't go to your competitors because they forgot who you were. And so to me, I just think it's really important in small business, really, especially. So you kind of told us a little bit, but sneak peek about, I know that your slide deck is going to be awesome, but it's always awesome because I watch your videos. We have a lot of fun. I have a lot of fun watching your videos on LinkedIn.
Thank you.
And I know that you hired somebody probably last year from State of Search, did you not?
What do you mean, like as a client, you mean?
Yeah, I mean, did Jeremy, did you get all that from Jeremy, or did you?
Oh, because you were when you asked the question earlier, like up and coming stars. It's like I don't have anybody that's going to be well known or et cetera. But Austin Armstrong spoke at State Search last year. And it's funny thing is he moved back to this area in Durham near me
He
a couple
did.
months ago. We met up for dinner and we're in connection
Nice.
now. And I learned a little bit about what he's doing. I watch Gary Vaynerchuk. I watch Alex Hormozy. I watch a bunch of different people, and I pull little tidbits from everybody. And I just follow a lot of these little trends. And you'll notice a lot of times I actually tried for the first time a talking head avatar with a script. Started off saying Hank's a little bit busy, but he wanted me to share 3 email marketing tips. I tried that. You know what? It was a flop. Right? Nobody liked it because they're used to me getting in front of the camera and talking. All of a sudden, I put this AI avatar in front of them. The algorithm didn't like it. The people didn't like it. I'm going to scrap that for now, but I'm trying new and different things. Yes, Jeremy, watching his, I think it was the keynote, right? The midday keynote. Learned a little bit from him. I just get all these tips, and I'm basically a gathering of a whole bunch of different tips, and I'm throwing spaghetti at the wall because I do have a day job. It pays me, and everything I do for my personal brand, it's like a lab. I'm just trying things out so that I can help other businesses grow after learning from my mistakes or maybe my successes.
Well, you're implementing. That's the key. When all the years that I've been involved with State of Search and DFW SEM, whatever. Now, I will admit there were many meetings where that information just went right over my head. Whatever they were talking about didn't even land with me at all. And I would look around, and a lot of people just really got it and thought it was the best stuff. And I'm like, I don't know what the heck you just said. But, the things I did learn, I usually would turn it around within 24 to 48 hours. Because the one thing that I learned that if you don't do it within that time frame, you will never, ever do it. If there's one tip I can give anybody, I learned that from Brian Dodge, I don't know, back in 2010 or something like that. And he said, if you don't implement something, you don't have to finish it, but start it within 24 to 48 hours, never happening. And I think that's a part of why I grew that garage door company from 0 to 1.6 million, because I kept implementing. Did everything work? No. Like you, Hank? No. Sometimes, bam, I hit the wall and oh my gosh, you're just like, oh, that was bad. But isn't that what marketing's all about?
Right. It is.
Honestly.
And the best phrase I've ever learned is fail fast. Try something new. And if it's not working, kill it and try something else. Fail fast.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Well,
and my job is to inform and entertain. And hopefully by doing both of those and it's valuable content, next week, people will walk away either wanting to try using AI and email, or they'll try to do it better. That's my goal. 2 takeaways.
Perfect. That was the perfect way to end. Since you don't have like somebody or something, or that you feel like other than Austin and Jeremy, because I tried getting Austin again this year, and he's just too busy. And because I just thought it would be really cool to have him back after the year, because he built Syllabi, right? Is that right?
Syllabi, yeah.
And however you pronounce it. And just watching his growth over this last year was phenomenal, that I felt would be really good for him to come back and show people where I was and where I am now.
Yeah.
And he did a move in all that.
That's right.
Started a new company, massive on TikTok and did a move, and he's still walking and talking. So, I mean, that's a lot of pressure. That's a lot
It
of
is.
stuff. I mean, if you're a TikTok lover, I mean, you're constantly on there, right? And I have to say, I'm not a TikTok lover, but I do have a friend that's constantly sending me funny videos and, on TikTok. But that's just the way that it is. We're excited to have you, Hank, and really excited to meet you guys. And so we're going to move. I'm going to switch. Mark, you are on, my friend. Tell us who you are, what your company is, and what your title of your talk is going to be.
Absolutely. Chris, thank you so much for having me. I'm glad that this is working. Sorry that this is how I sound, though. My name is Mark Irvin, and I am the Vice President of Search at SearchLab Digital. And I have the pleasure of heading out to Dallas next week to talk about advanced PPC budgeting strategies and tactics. Regardless of whether or not you're a small business, you work with small businesses, or you work with enterprise businesses, if you're doing any kind of paid search, if you're doing any kind of PPC, you have to have a conversation about money and how to manage it. And so, as much as the title and the topic might frighten or terrify people to just sit through a topic strictly dedicated to talking about budget, strictly dedicated to talking about money, strictly dedicated to doing math on stage, what I've heard is everyone's favorite 10 a.m. topic. I am very excited to head out and talk about how we can use the data within our account and some approaches to optimize specifically the budget within our account and really quantify the opportunities within our account.
So, Mark, you have been part of State of Search for many years. How many times have you spoken?
I'm afraid to, because I hear that I still look young at times, maybe not in this lighting. I'm very terrified to age myself, of course, but I believe this is my 6th or 7th time out in Dallas, and it's continuously getting better.
You are one of the favorites, and there's always, always, always great comments after people walk out of your presentation. And they just love you. And that's why you keep coming back, because, they just love what you give.
And it's the praise that keeps getting me back, really, because that's the quickest way to my heart.
Well, Kevin knows.
Specialist, I really, really follow your stuff. So
yes. Well, and Kevin helps me because I do have a client that I do PPC for. I have no business doing it. I've tried to get out of it. It was when I did it at the garage door company was very different. It was a lot easier.
Keeps getting you back into it. I know.
And, it's like, I'm like pulling my hair out, but Kevin knows I've got a client that has 6 keywords, 4 keywords, and you can't create, I don't know. He is such a niche market. And it's so frustrating because how do we get in a very little budget, very little budget, and which makes it really, really challenging. But and I call Kevin and I'm like, oh my God, please, what can I do? What can I do? What can I do? So anyways, I'll be interested to hear what you have to say because he's in the chemical market, and I'm telling you, it's 3 chemicals really that he carries with 2 different names, and they're for machines, and he only works in 3 different industries. So it just makes it very challenging to try to figure out how to make it work for him.
And that's kind of the thing is you actually hear so much of small medium businesses say the exact same thing is they know their market, they know exactly what they want to do, and it's very easy, particularly for someone who has the experience as an SEO or in that background where you want to do keyword research, you want to be expensive, you want to reach everyone. And we of course all want to reach everyone. SEO is a huge tool. What people often forget is paid search is not organic search unless you have unlimited money, in which case it's the best SEO.
Yeah.
But as we talk about SMBs and the budget that they have, if they only have $1,000 a month, $1,000 sounds like a large investment to an SMB. But when we talk about the tactics and how paid search is organized, well, we don't have a monthly budget in PPC. We have campaigns with a daily budget. So all of a sudden in the PPC realm, we're no longer talking about $1,000, but we're talking about $30 a day or $33 a day. You take that and divide that by, let's say your client has 3 chemicals he's trying to sell. It would make sense naturally, instinctively for him to think about that as 3 campaigns. Now that's $11 a day. Suddenly we get into this very silly math problem where if those clicks are $10 per click, then all of a sudden you're running into this situation where you've boxed yourself into this mathematical conundrum without meaning to, where you're able to afford a single click in each campaign a day, and you find yourself in the position that so many people, so many SMBs in particular, find themselves in, where, oh no, paid search isn't working for me because they've set up their campaigns for a budget that they don't have. And so that's what I'm hoping to reset expectations on. I warn everyone who comes to my sessions, I do have a master's degree in math, and I love to show that off. I often speak at 10 in the morning, and I very often come up there and start doing calculus right on stage. It is not exactly everyone's warm intro that they look for, but it's slides are available afterwards, so that after a couple of coffees or after a couple of beers, you can come back, you can do your math, you can take it home. It's designed to inform you so that you can make the best decisions you have with your own data, and not just listen to me because I'm someone who has spoken at State of Search 5, 6 times or anything like that. Truthfully, I hope that someone figures out the magical equation for all PPC and is far smarter than me. But in the meantime, I'm hoping to arm everyone who can attend the session to make the most of what they have with their budgets and maybe ask for more.
Yeah, that's exciting. That's very exciting. I think I'm fascinated by it. I recently picked up another client, and he wanted me to do his PPC, and I said, nope, I don't want to. I'm going to refer him to Kevin. So hopefully he'll be giving Kevin a call here shortly, and because I don't know, you got to pay attention to it, right? I mean, you really got to pay attention to it, and.
Well, so like there is absolutely, okay, you can pay attention, you can log in, you can do Google Ads as much or even more than I do in my full-time job. You can make PPC your full-time obsession and then some. Or there's a lot of tools and tricks within Google Ads, within Microsoft Advertising that can automate this, that can allow you to update your budgets on the weekends, during the holidays. We talk about, what's your monthly budget? You have to set your monthly budgets at the first of the month. I don't know about you, but New Year's Day is probably going to be a day that I'm going to be a little rough for wear. And I'm not going to want to wake up or have my New Year's kiss and then immediately all my client campaign budgets at 12:01 at midnight to start my new year. I really hope that is not what my new year look like. So with that, I'm going to walk through some specific tactics of how can you automate this so that you can enjoy your New Year's Day, or in the very least, rest up on New Year's Day, first of the month, Christmas, Thanksgiving, everything like that, so that you don't have to live in Google Ads 24/7.
Well, I'm pretty
experience,
excited.
adjusting budgets and champagne don't mix too well.
Poor decisions. I've done it. Like I said, I love math. So there has been times where 2 a.m. Mark is eager to do some accounting or to do some budgeting. But in the sober light of day, it sometimes does not work out as nice.
Well, we are so excited. Kevin, you have questions to ask Hank or Robin or Mark?
So I just got to say, anyone who says that email marketing is dead, it's one of my top questions that I ask people. Do you have I don't do email marketing. I ask people, do you do email marketing? I need you to do this because your results are going to be worse if you don't have that. And people are like, well, just make paid work. Like it's one channel. It doesn't stand by itself, just like with organic and paid work very well together. But and then Amazon, I've a couple times I've tried working in their ad account. Very, very different feel from Google. The whole methodology is and it's like, oh, I have to flip my thinking because the whole goal isn't the ad. It's they get their money from the purchase. And I'm like, anyways. Oh, this is all just exciting stuff. And Mark, you kill it every time. So I don't know what you're worried about.
Yeah,
So,
we have some really great speakers coming, and I can't wait for you all to be here. I can't wait for the event. It kind of snuck up. It always does, right? And then we'll be done, and then I'll miss all you guys because I've always learned so much, and I feel like I've built some great friendships from DFW SEM and State of Search. And I always look forward to seeing people on an annual basis. What's happening? How has your growth been? I mean, we all kind of do this, right? And sometimes we're up, sometimes we're down. And the nice thing about State of Search is the connections that you make with people, really. And you keep those connections. Obviously, Hank's kept the connection with Austin. And, I know that Greg Giffords been a big, big part of State of Search for many, many years. And you can tell him, Mark, I'm still mad at him that, he's got other things to do and doesn't, right in his own backyard. But
I'm happy to remind my boss of that. Yeah, certainly.
so I just like to give him a little crap sometimes, but because he's so animated and he gets everybody up and energized, and the movie themes. I mean, I think people love watching his presentations. I don't know whether they learn anything, but they sure love those movie themes, right? I've learned a lot from Greg over the years, but we have a lot of great people that continue to come to State of Search, and a lot of people who come in the audience. And right now we're sitting at about, I think total number of about between 100 and 150 people that are going to be there. So including speakers and things, but we've got some fun lunchtime things coming. All surprise to everybody. The only person that knows what's happening is Kevin and me. Trying to keep it a surprise. There's a big fun surprise on Thursday afternoon from 3 to 4. I hope that you guys are going to love it. And it's called Missing Millions, and kind of a little sneak preview, and just some fun stuff is planned, a lot of knowledge. We're having an after hours party. We're going to Hotel Vin at Third Rail, and we have an 80s band coming. 2 hours. We should have just a ton of fun. And the person who is in charge, Tori Smith, which is Scotty Smith's brother, but Tori Smith has been part of DFW SEM State of Search several years. And we're trying to bring a lot of the old timers back this year. And I think we've got quite a few coming. Joe, I never say his last name right. Laratro? How do you say it? Laratro. I never say it right.
I've got one question for each person.
Yeah.
So before we round things up, Robin, okay? So you talked about like potential ban. What's without stealing the thunder from the upcoming show? What's the biggest mistake you're seeing people making?
Well, I think the biggest thing is people treat the ads like Google, and they will not work. It will not work. We see a lot of really big agencies coming in, and they think they can just add on Amazon. You have to look at the whole platform. It's an ecosystem. You can't just take care of the fish. You have to take care of everything in the ecosystem, or the whole thing collapses.
Good answer. All right, Hank, what's the biggest faux pas you see people doing and biggest mistake in email?
Right. I think people think they can get a list of email subscribers, send an email, and they're going to rake in millions, but they forget about authentication and deliverability. There's big changes afoot with some of the big players, Yahoo and Gmail, that you need to make sure your emails are authenticated and not send from a Gmail address, out to a list of people that might have a Gmail address. If you're a business, sign up for a domain, have a website, use that domain to send. Look at the technology of what you're doing rather than just pasting content into an email and sending it to a list.
Amen.
Made a few mistakes along the way. All right, Mark, biggest mistakes you see people making, and let's just talk ad budgeting.
Yeah, I mean, truthfully, I know that's my topic, but in PPC, I see that the biggest mistakes people make is that they try to do too much with their budget. It's one of those things like you listen to Google, you follow search engine land. There's no shortage of things that you can do in PPC or in digital marketing at all, period. But most of us don't actually have that budget. And so with that, your thousands of keywords, your dozens of campaigns, the umpteen networks that you're advertising on, well, between $10,000 a month of monthly budget, probably can't afford to do everything, and consequently you end up ruining all of your efforts at once by trying to do too much. So weird core value, but at times the best thing to do is to do less.
I'll say that's true for Amazon too. That's one of the biggest things we do is tell them to narrow their budget. So I'm really excited to go to your session and email. I'm actually just really excited for all the sessions, but I'm definitely going to be there with bells on.
Well, I can say it's the opposite for email. Put more effort and more money into it.
Less is more sometimes. Less is more. I learned that very young age. Less is more sometimes. So unless it comes to money, right?
Of course.
Yeah. Kevin?
I guess we can, if you want to go.
Any of you have anything to add that you want to entice people to come to State of Search? Or I will tell you, there are still some discounted tickets. You just want to go to our website at stateofsearch.org. And I think the full price will change on Saturday. So there's still a little discount that you can get. We are doing it in person. We'd love to see you in person because I think you get so much more value out of it, but you're certainly going to definitely get value out of virtual as well. So we do have both options for you to choose from, and just go to stateofsearch.org.
For me, I think there's
I
was just going to say there's a big difference when I came to State of Search versus some other marketing conferences I went to. It's a little bit more intimate, even though it's not, I'm not going to say it was small because it wasn't last year, but it allows you to meet more people and actually have genuine conversations and connect with people that you remember. And there's probably, I want to say maybe, I met maybe 20 people that like, I could probably go back and remember who they were in a way. And there's probably about 8 people that I still stay in touch with since I met them there last year on LinkedIn. Maybe not like very intimately now, but like I engage with them on LinkedIn, with their posts or comment, and we comment back and forth. There's a couple of people that I've taken conversations in real life, but there was just something in the air at that conference that allowed me to really just connect with a bunch of really great people, is what I would say.
That's awesome. Thank you for that.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
No, that's my goal. That's my goal for the event because I think that's so important. Mark?
Yeah, no, I'm excited. I mean, it's always a great event. It's such a relief post-COVID having these events. Particularly these local events are some of my favorite. It's one of those things like, obviously, a lot of the other speakers have the privilege, the opportunity to speak around the country, around the world. But these local events, particularly DFW SEM, has always been a good culture, both in terms of the big event as well as an ongoing organization to support local marketers. It's not just about like, hey, I see, of course, like all my conference friends, a lot of other speakers at these events, but I learn a lot from the local agencies who are out there who are have unique service offerings. You meet a lot of good people at these events.
Really
I think
do.
sometimes people just think it's about the content, and the content that you get is really important. But sometimes it's that lunch conversation that sparks an idea that was what keeps your company afloat. Like you can't undervalue. I mean, it's really important to think about not just the people that you're going to be learning from on stage, but when you gather a really great group of people like this, having people to give a different perspective on a problem that you're having can really be like the difference. So it's really worth going to these events in person if you're able to.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I've been attending since 2013, 14, something like that. And like I said, I've learned so much from so many experts, and I come from the small business world. I don't come from the agency world. So I look at things differently than a lot of people. And because I've been the business owner, and I experienced growth and figuring out how to grow and how not to fail, and not to go bankrupt, or whatever you want to say. And, it was constant every month. I was at the meeting every month. I went to State of Search every year. And without that, there was a couple other groups that I was with early on before I found out about State of Search. But with those two put together, I promise any small business owner, if they would show up to this, it would be amazed at how much value they can put in their business. Because I honestly really did grow it from 0 to 1.6 million, and just little notches all the time, one piece at a time, one piece at a time. So it is absolutely valuable to be there, whether you're in an agency, whether you're in a small business, whether you're in a small agency, big agency. It's funny because I saw on the reservation list that one of my competitors in the garage door industry, there's 3 of them coming. So I think that's kind of funny. They're out there learning, like I was. So I kind of had a giggle yesterday when I was doing the list. So anyways, I'm super excited for everybody to come. Remember, stateofsearch.org to get your tickets. You've got a little bit of discount. I think it's 25 and 10, 25 off in person and 10 off virtual. That ends on Saturday. Then it goes to full price. So we hope to see you there. Kevin, you got last words?
Thank you, Robin, Hank, and Mark. We appreciate you coming on. Love you guys, as the crowd. This organization, I give a lot of credit to it for the success in my career. And if you guys just join us, love to see you.
All right. Bye, everybody. Thank you.